Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a baking video. I'm going to be baking a banana bread. This is not a keto friendly banana bread, so if you watched my last cooking video, that was a keto friendly dinner option, and this is not going to be keto friendly. I also explained in the video that my husband's a little more strict than I am on the keto diet, so he probably won't have any of this. So this will mostly be for the kids, and then, like I said, I cheat every once in a while, so maybe I'll have some too, but this will mostly be for the kids. But I did want to bring this video to you guys and share with you my banana bread recipe that I've made this only once or twice before, I think. So I have made this before, and it did turn out pretty good, so I'm going to be bringing this recipe to you now. So hopefully you guys will enjoy, and we will get started. All right. Okay, so to make things a little bit easier, I did do a little bit of prep work prior to starting this video. So I'm just going to get started with what the recipe kind of calls for. The first thing it does say is that you need to heat your oven to 350 degrees. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, and then the first step is to grease a loaf pan and set that aside. So this is my loaf pan, and I just greased it with some butter. So that's all ready to go. And then the first thing it does say is in a bowl, you need to whisk together flour, and you will need 1.5 cups flour. And then you also need to mix in a teaspoon of baking soda, and then half a teaspoon of salt, and then half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So you will mix that together into a bowl. So I'm going to, these are my ingredients, all those ingredients now in this bowl. So I'm just going to whisk them together, and then I will be back. Okay, so I mixed all of those ingredients together in this bowl. So then the next step is in another bowl, you will need to mash your bananas, and the recipe calls for 1.5 cups, and they say that's the equivalent of 3 or 4 large bananas. So I didn't measure anything or do anything like that, but I had 4 very ripe bananas, so I just decided to use those, and I wouldn't even consider them large, so it probably ends up evening out to maybe close to what it should be. But anyways, you'll want to mash 1.5 cups of banana, or 3 or 4 large bananas, and then you want to add your melted butter, and you'll need 1/4 cup of melted butter, and the recipe says to melt the butter and then let it slightly cool before you add it to your mashed bananas. And then you'll need to add in oil, and you'll need 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. So you'll mix all that together into a bowl. And so that is what I did here. I mashed bananas, and the butter and the oil are in here, and I did stir this up together a little bit. So then the next step is to stir in to this bowl here your brown sugar, and you will need 3/4 cups of packed light brown sugar, and you'll need 1 large egg, and you'll want it to be at room temperature. And then you'll also need to add in your vanilla extract, and you'll need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So you're going to add this mixture in with the bananas. So I will do that here. And then I will get all this mixed together, and then I will be right back with you guys. Okay, so I have incorporated the 2 wet ingredients mixtures together, and I've stirred them together. So then the next step is to add your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients, and the recipe does state that you should not overmix it, so just mix it in until it's incorporated, otherwise it will get heavy and flat. So I'm just going to add my dry ingredients to my wet. mix it just until it's incorporated, and then I will go on to the next step. Okay, so now my dry ingredients have been added to my wet ingredients, and I mixed them just until incorporated, so I tried not to overmix the best I can. I would say I'm not probably the greatest at doing that, but I tried to stop as soon as I didn't see any more flour mixture in my wet ingredients. But anyways, the next step says just to add this into your prepared loaf pan, and then we'll be putting it into the oven. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll move on to the next step here. Okay guys, so my oven is now preheated to 350, and I have my batter added to my loaf pan. So now the next step is to just bake it in the oven, again at 350 degrees, for 50 to 65 minutes. The recipe does tell you to check it at 50 minutes just to be safe, but you'll want to do the toothpick check, which is what I always do. I always stick a toothpick in the center and see if it comes out clean or not. And if it comes out clean, then it's done. If it comes out not clean, then it needs to go on for a little bit longer. So I'm just going to throw this in the oven for 50 minutes, and then I'll come back and check it. So I'm going to do that now, and then I will check back in with you guys. Okay you guys, so I took the banana bread out of the oven, and it only took me in my oven 50 minutes to bake, and I did the toothpick test and it came out clean when I put it into the center. So that is how my banana bread came out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.